Hi there, my name is Shannon. I'm coming to you from Cape Town, South Africa. Thanks so much for assessing my assignment. In this assignment, I'm going to try to explain the basics of your standard compressor layout in a DAW. So this is a compressor plugin. You've got all your different controls. A compressor is a dynamic processor that deals with controlling or manipulating transients. So, moments in music where a point of high amplitude happens, followed by a rapid period of decay over a very small, short space of time. So, for example, a hand clap or a snare hit. Um, what you do is you set a set of parameters, and this becomes the rule. You tell the compressor where you'd like it to act, and whenever that happens in your piece of music, it will kick in and affect those transients, pull them down. It's a volume, and it's concerned with amplitude. And so what you do is you set a compressor threshold, which is the level at which you would like a compressor to start working. Now you can see in your transfer window that because a compressor works on a ratio of 1 to 1, the curve is generally a rough 45-degree angle over here as you set your compressor level. There you go, you can see it's 45 degrees. As you set your compressor threshold, that will change. But once you've told the processor where you would like the compressor to start working, you need to decide how hard you'd like it to work, and that's what ratio is for. This is how hard it will compress the level when it crosses the compressor threshold. So you can choose whatever it is you feel sounds the best, but you can see how that affects the transfer window there. So once you've set the compressor threshold and told it where it must kick in, how hard it must kick in via the ratio, you need to tell it how fast it needs to kick in, and you will do that by adjusting your attack level. The attack is measured in milliseconds, so i.e. how fast it's going to come in after the compressor threshold is crossed. So the lower the attack, the faster the compressor kicks in. The higher the attack, the slower it kicks in over like more of a curve. In the same way, the release is how long it's going to take for the compressor to stop working after the level has been pulled back down below the compressor threshold. So again, it's in milliseconds. It can either stop working immediately, or it can sort of go gradually over gradients. That's up to you and whatever sounds best at the time. Now, the knee is something that you will use to sort of make these changes, the compression kicking in and out, a little more natural, sound a little smoother. It basically, what it does is it activates the compressor as the level approaches the compressor threshold. So it kind of kicks it in, and then in the same way as the level drops back down below the compressor threshold, it will sort of like gradually kind of smooth the transition of the compressor out of that signal flow. So that's sort of the basics of compression. In reflection, I've found the dynamic processing section quite complicated. I've enjoyed it, but it is quite a challenge for somebody who's never done this sort of thing before. So I hope that this was as clear and brief as possible, and any feedback if I've missed anything or if there are any gaps in my knowledge, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks very much for assessing my assignment. Have a good night.